Again, people, Luke here from LAGFX. We are back today with a new Sunday Sessions video. If you guys are new to this series, it's basically where we choose a few pairs that we feel hold good potential for the coming week. We break down some of the analysis we have performed to give you guys a better understanding on how we are looking at tackling these markets. If you're going to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. And if you do have any questions with regards to the analysis I go through today, then please leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now, there's only three major pairs that I'm going to go over in today's video. And these are the pairs that have stood out to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the Euro US dollar. Price looks to be within a corrective phase. I am expecting price to come down to correct itself down and into this area before we see a push to the upside. As we know, this market is predominantly bullish. It's given us a bullish bias, and therefore we should be looking to buy into this market, especially with everything that's going on at the moment in the US. I can only imagine that the US dollar is going to be quite weak this coming week. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is marked out a clear area of interest. This right here is a order block. I'd love to see price come to trade up and into this to clear this area of liquidity before trading price lower. Now, in order for me to get involved in this market, what I'll need to see is for the last protected low to be broken. That would give us confirmation that the corrective wave has finished, the fractal corrective wave within this higher time frame corrective wave, and that the impulse within this higher time frame correction is then ready to take place. So just getting the path tool out, let's say this was the structure that was put in, we'd want to see a break here that would confirm a reversal and change in trend, and then we would simply be looking to get involved in this market based on the pullback. So I'd love to see something like this take place before we look to add any short positions to this market. I'd then be looking at taking profit down here, because once this area of demand has been cleared, I am then expecting a continuation in this bullish structure. As you can see, price is quite clearly trading us in a bullish way. So I'd love to see this structure continue, trading us higher up and into the market. This is where we will then be looking to take part in those long positions, trading price in a bullish way longer term. So just to clarify, I am wanting to take part in this corrective wave here before price goes on to set the new bullish leg to the upside. All we need is confirmation to enter. As soon as we have that, we'll be looking to take part in this market. So that right there is my analysis for the Euro USD. Very quick and simple. That's all that's needed really for this pair. Moving over to the gold market, the gold spot. The US dollar is quite weak at the moment, just with everything that's going on, as I said earlier, with Iran especially. You know, it's going to cause a lot of fluctuations in the market. Now, as a result to these recent fundamentals, I can only imagine the uncertainty it's going to bring to the US economy. Any pairs that have the US dollar as quote, we can expect to appreciate. With that in mind, understanding that the gold market is a bullish market anyway, it's a precious metal that appreciates over time. I'd imagine that to begin the week off, we are going to see some bullishness trading us up and into this area of supply here. Once we have that, we can expect a potential pullback to get involved in this market with some refined buys, and then we can look to drive this market higher with the expectation that gold is appreciating and we have a lot of weakness in the US dollar at the moment. As you can see here, as we go to the daily time frames, price has recently traded us into this hidden order block, which is acting as a demand zone. So now would be a good time to potentially look to take this market long. In order for me to get involved in this market with long positions this week, I do want to see price break a structural high to suggest that this bearish corrective wave trading us lower has finished and the new impulsive wave to the upside is ready to take place. So I'll be waiting for a break here before I look to take part, and then I'll be simply waiting for price to again pull back, whether it's into a fair value gap like this or an order block that we find. But as soon as we've been delivered with the confirmation needed, that's when we can look to take part in those positions. So a trade may look something like this. We would then look to get involved. Price may trade into this area of supply, pullback, provide us with a deeper pullback before obviously taking us higher. So we could look to get involved in a position here, stop loss below the zone, take profit just below the last high that was set in the market, which is this one here. We walk away with a lovely 1 to 10, and then we could look to get involved in a re-entry once price has traded into this area of supply and has given us confirmation of further buy opportunities. So again, another position may look something like this. So that's my setup, my analysis, and my thoughts for this market moving forward. I do believe that the corrective wave could be finished now, as we are seeing the supply in the market diminish. Demand is really starting to pick up. I'm expecting this high to break, which would confirm a reversal or a change in trend, ultimately giving us the confirmation we need to buy into this market again this week. So that right there is my analysis for XAU USD. Very quick and simple again. That's all that's needed. Giving you my key bias and some of the confirmation parameters I need in order to get involved in this market. Okay, moving over to the US dollar Swiss franc. This was a market that we got involved in last week. This was a position that we did place, which, to be honest with you, has provided us with some decent profits. I'll be honest with you, I closed my position here at entry just with how price was playing out at the time. I wasn't entirely convinced that price was actually ready to put in a full-on move to the downside, and you can see that that's kind of shown really. Yes, we are creating new lows and protecting those highs, but price is still quite stagnant and it is showing signs of weakness within supply because we are seeing this market range. Price has just come to trade into this fair value gap. I'd love to see price come to clear the 50% mark, deliver us with confirmation of a reversal or trend to the downside, bearish structure. Once we have that, we can look to fully take part in this market and actually really refine our entries. You know, if price was to trade into this zone, for example, we could set our stop loss just above the zone and then we can really stretch out our take profit. Because as I said to you before, the US dollar is seen as quite a weak currency at the moment, just with everything that's going on with Iran, the uncertainty with the economy, everything that's going on with Trump. I can only imagine that hedge funds, banks, those investing in the NASDAQ and the US as a whole, maybe pulling out funds just with how uncertain everything is at the moment over there. So yeah, I am looking to get involved in this market with some short positions. I want to see weakness in the US dollar, strength in the Swiss franc. It's just a case of waiting for confirmation to be met so we can look to really take part in this market. Now, when it comes to setting a take profit target, a safe bet would be to set it just above this low here that was set. Why? Because that guarantees that our take profit can be achieved. Why does that guarantee that our take profit can be achieved? Well, because we want to see a continuation of bearish structure on the higher time frames. So if price is setting lower lows and lower highs, we can expect this low here to break in order to create a new lower low. So setting our take profit just above that guarantees that our take profit can be in fact achieved. So yeah, just to go back to our analysis, in order for me to get involved now in this market, I want to see price trade into this zone, clear it fully, deliver us with some entry confirmation, which would come by providing a fractal break of structure. And that is when we can really look to enter in on this market safely with some short positions. But that right there, people, is going to summarize this Sunday sessions video today. Has been very quick and very brief. I've only gone over 3 pairs. Typically, I go over 3 or 4 pairs and go into greater detail, completing a top-down analysis. This week, I'm quite short on time, but I still feel I've provided enough information with the pairs I've gone over today in order to give you guys a good understanding on how we can look at tackling the markets. As I said at the start of the video, if you do have any further questions with regards to the analysis I've gone over today, please leave them in the comments below. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Now I'm wishing you all a very profitable week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in our next Sunday sessions video.